Wild card round is over, so more of the draft order is now solidified. So let's go ahead and do a mock draft, starting with the Chicago Bears. I want to say this first. I'm going to make some assumptions in this draft. I'm not making any trades in this draft outside of probably assuming where Justin Fields goes, because I'm going to go ahead and take Caleb Williams for the Chicago Bears. I think they're just going to go ahead and reset the rookie clock on quarterback, the rookie contract. And Caleb Williams is just, he's a much higher prospect than Justin Fields coming out. If your case for keeping Fields is, oh, well, Caleb Williams isn't any different, well, then why not get a guy you probably have more time with on a cheaper contract? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to assume Justin Fields is going to go elsewhere. And I'll talk about that trade later, since I don't see Justin Fields being traded for a first rounder. I'm not going to go ahead and do a big trade, and we're only doing the first round in this mock draft. So watch Commanders. They're going to have a new head coach soon, which probably means new regime, new quarterback. Drake May gets to be the successor to Sam Howell for the second time. Ain't that great? Drake May's nice, man. Ideal size, big arm, and he can move. What's not to love? Now, this is where things might get a little sticky. You're the New England Patriots. You're staring down the barrel of a gun, really, with this pick. Do you take quarterback 3, or you roll the dice? Are you like, yeah, you know what? Maybe one of these guys will fall to us at pick 34. Kind of like that. So let's go ahead and grab the best prospect in the class with Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes, let's go. Gerard Mayo, he's the new head coach. He was a co-defensive coordinator there with Bill Belichick's son. So I don't know if he has any attachment to Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi. I assume they're probably going to they will find a way to replace one of those guys, bring in some sort of competition. But I think they probably do that either via free agency or in round 2. Now, Arizona Cardinals, I'm not doing trades. I can't trade out of this pick. I would love Marvin Harrison Jr. with this pick, but he's not available. We could go with offensive line, since DJ Humphries likely out for the first part of next season with the, I think it was an ACL injury late in the year. Or I could go with Malik Neighbors, who would be wide receiver 1 if Marvin Harrison Jr. did not exist. Malik Neighbors would be a top 5 pick. Matter of fact, he's still going to be a top 5 pick because I am taking him here. Hollywood Brown is a free agent. Get more playmakers for Kyler Murray, especially since I can't trade out of this spot because I'm not doing trades. Remember, I'm not doing trades. I don't want to see, well, I want to trade down in that spot in the comments because I'm not doing trades. All right, Chargers, I would have loved to have Malik Neighbors on the roster here, but wasn't in the cards. We could go with OT1. I think I'm going to do the fun pick. I'm going to go with Brock Bowers here for the Chargers. You got, oh gosh, Gerald Everett, name escaping for some reason. He's a free agent, and they could obviously bring more firepower into this just pass catcher group that might not have Mike Williams if he's a cap casualty, or even Keenan Allen, who's a cap casualty. So grabbing more playmakers, I think, is kind of the ideal route to go. It is a deep tackle class. Not a lot of good tight ends in this class, I do say so myself, but Brock Bowers, I think, is well worth the top 10 pick. We're taking him here at 5. Assumptions is the name of the game today. That is the word of the day. It's assumptions. I assume the Giants love them, Danny Dimes, or at least will love him for one more year. I personally would take the shot on Jaden Daniels. I just don't think they will do that in the first round, which means this pick comes down to wide receiver. It comes down to offensive line. Now, I do believe that Roma Dunze is very tempting here, but I know that this organization is very adamant about not giving up on Evan Neal, and you don't have to. You kick him into guard. learn the mistakes of the past with like Eric Flowers. So kick him into guard, take Joe Alt, and just solidify that offensive line. There we go. I like that pick. I like it quite a bit. Tennessee Titans, we already know where this pick is going. Their offensive line is cheeks. We already see one offensive tackles off the board. Olu Fashanu, top 10 pick, blue chip. We're going to go ahead and snag him here for the Tennessee Titans and get Will Levis that protection. That protection he desperately needs after 2 ankle injuries. Atlanta Falcons, I think this is the spot, probably, most likely at least, that Justin Fields will land. That'll probably cost him a pick in the maybe 2nd or 3rd, maybe along with a future, like a future day 2 pick. So I'm going to assume Justin Fields is already on this roster, and this is why we're going to pass on Jaden Daniels. But I love the idea of giving Justin Fields all of the weapons. I'm going Roma Dunze with this pick. So the first 8 picks in this draft class are offense. It's very reminiscent of the 2021 class. Roma Dunze is great, man. Length, size, speed. You just love it. Real quick, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. I don't know why I was looking up. I thought I saw something. But yeah, let's go have that nice, beautiful football discourse. We're at pick 9, and this is probably where we go. Go to the defensive side of the football. I think the Bears will be buyers at the edge position in free agency, but again, don't know that yet. So, and edge seems to be the best. I feel like edge is going to be the first defensive position taken in this draft class. I think Jared Verse is a really good scheme fit for Matt Eberflus, so I'm going to go ahead and snag him here to pair him up with Montez Sweat. New York Jets, they have to protect. If Roma Dunze was here, I would consider Roma Dunze. He's not. The Jets have to protect Aaron Rodgers. That offensive line was just not good enough. Matter of fact, it was really bad this past season. I know they'll be healthier next year, but let's go ahead and keep adding to that. I'm going to take J.C. Latham. He's probably going to end up being my OT3 for now. We'll see, but he's been spectacular since the Texas game. He's got size, he's got power, he's got speed. You'll love to see it. Okay, we're sitting here with the Minnesota Vikings, and we're going to go back to the word of the day, assumptions. I'm going to assume Kirk Cousins gives the Vikings a hometown discount, and he's back with them, which means we could go elsewhere with this pick, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snag Dallas Turner to help this edge group. You got Daniil Hunter, free agent. Marcus Davenport, free agent. DJ Wonham, free agent. Even if they bring back 1 or 2 of those guys, you probably want to address the position regardless. This team blitzed at like 60%. That's a wild rate. That's the most I've seen in my time. It's not something Flores does. He blitzes a lot. He was typically around like the 45 to 40 mark. This is a hell of a lot more because he knows his guys can't get home. So bring guys that can't get home. Dallas Turner is that. Denver Broncos. Listen, this has to be the Jaden Daniels pick, right? I don't think Russ is back. They have to go quarterback. We're going Jaden Daniels. The fall ends here. And honestly, this is probably a better spot, at least when it comes to like where I have Jaden Daniels on my board. This is a bit closer to where I have him on my board. And he's gonna get a very good offense to work with. But we're gonna go with Jaden Daniels here. Las Vegas Raiders. Some people believe in Ado O'Connell. I think he's got high-end backup written all over it, but I could be wrong. He has had some really good performances this year. The guy is just gangster like that. The guy is just a gamer. So I'm not gonna doubt him, but also I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm pretty high on Bo Nix. I know not a lot of people are. I think he's a guy that could come in and he won't put the ball in harm's way. He's a very good decision maker. He's got an NFL arm. He's got plus mobility. I'm a big fan of Bo Nix. He's not the same guy he was at Auburn. So I'm going to snag him here for the Raiders and Antonio Pierce because he better be the head coach. snag him here for Antonio Pierce as his new franchise quarterback. New Orleans Saints. This one's a little tough. A little tough because it could go a variety of different ways, but I like them going offensive line. I really do. To me, it just makes sense with Ryan Ramczyk potentially. You don't know what his future is going to look like with the knee injury. And then Trevor Penning just kind of not been great. We're going to go Talanisa Fuaga, who might project as better as a guard in the NFL, but I'd love to give him a whirl at tackle because I think he's that good. We're going to snag him here for the Saints. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only 30 bucks by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment, and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always, technically. It's a Google spreadsheet, so send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel. Pick 15, this is perfect for the Colts because I think you grab cornerback 1 here. I think ideally that's what you want to do in this draft class. We've seen their front 4 be solid this year, and that's having like the lowest blitz rate in the league because Gus Bradley hates the blitz. But we've seen this team be able to get home. Yeah, you could maybe add to that, but I think it's better to get guys that can maybe force some coverage sacks just when the pass rush doesn't get home, especially when you have your pick of the top guy. I think Cooper DeJean actually fits the best for a Gus Bradley defense, that Seattle 3. So I'm going to snag him here. I think he's going to test out well. I heard he should be good to go for the combine. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to do something cool. I'm going to draft someone that I'm incredibly high on. Seattle Seahawks. Everyone on that interior of the defensive line are free agents. So I'm going to go with my top defensive interior player being Byron Murphy. He's got the highest pass rush win rate. He had the most pressures this year of any interior prospect. I've been saying this for about a month now that I think Drazon Newton's not going to be my interior 1, defensive interior 1. That it's kind of a battle right now, and I'm really thinking hard on who to settle on, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send it and showcase a guy that I'm exceptionally high on. Before we get to the Jacksonville Jaguars, let me give a shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for being the sponsor of today's video. When you sign up using promo code Broshmo, they will match your first deposit up to $100 dues. They got weekly best ball. They got higher or lower on player props. They got all kinds of deals going on through the playoffs, but it's not just football. They do all kinds of sports. So if you're interested in that, remember, sign up using promo code Broshmo, and they will match your first deposit up to $100 dues. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Your first deposit's $25. They're going to give you $50 to play with. Your first deposit's $100. You got $200 to play with. But as always, please bet responsibly. Bet within your means. Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going receiver. We're taking, where yet, Brian Thomas. I'm a huge fan of Brian Thomas. I've been blowing the horn for Brian Thomas for months now. Pause. The dude, he's got the speed. He's got the athleticism. The dude, his explosive drills at the combine are going to be utterly insane. He had 17 touchdowns this past season. Calvin Ridley, free agent. Do they bring him back? They could. Maybe they slap the franchise tag on him. I don't know. But also you get Jamal Agnew, someone who was very utilized because of injuries, being a free agent as well. So let's just go ahead and get Trevor Lawrence, more guys there at the receiver position. Cincinnati Bengals. Some people like Drazon Newton. I don't like, if you're looking to replace Drazon Newton, that's not the guy I'm looking at. Probably more so Devondre Sweat, but I don't think I'm going to take him here. That's a little early for me. Instead, I'm going to stay true to my board. Marius Mims is one of the highest prospects on the board for me. The dude's got tools. Just needs a little bit more polish. He's a little raw in some areas, but he immediately comes in and he will be your starting right tackle. Los Angeles Rams. I thought long and hard about this one because I was like, okay, a lot of the positions I would want to go are off the board. but I think I want to go corner. Corner really makes the most sense to me. Like, I thought about Liatu Latu, but I was like, okay, do I want to really roll the dice on the neck checking out? Let's say maybe he falls in the class because of that. Also, he's probably not going to test great, or at least not as some of the higher or some of the other edges in this class. Regardless, the guy's great. The production is phenomenal. You're going to see him in this first round. I just don't think here. Instead, I'm going to go with the corner. And the question was, who is the Rams corner here? And ultimately, I settled on Terrion Arnold because of his inside-outside versatility. Granted, Quentin Lake has been phenomenal in the slot. But a guy that, now that Jordan Fuller will be a free agent, though I do think they bring him back. They should at least. Maybe Lake gets more time at safety. So having that versatility, I think, could go a long way. So I'm going to go with Arnold here, though he might not be my next top corner. Matter of fact, I think my top 2 corners are still on the board, which is kind of wild. But they won't be for long. I'm taking Nate Wiggins here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got to get younger at corner. They need to find that guy next to Joey Porter Jr. Nate Wiggins, wonderful athlete. And I think he's a great pick here as well. Well, my Miami Dolphins, we really showed up in negative 27-degree weather, didn't we? Regardless, we're picking here at 21. And I want to stick with the offensive line. Whether it's not going to be tackle here. I'm gonna send it on the interior class, and it's not going to be Troy Fautanu, because though maybe he's there apparent at left tackle and you can play him at left guard immediately. I'm gonna go with Jackson Powers Johnson, who I'm a big fan of. He's a guy that I've been constantly mocking in the first round. Connor Williams is a free agent for the Dolphins. Bam, plug and play center right there. But fun fact, he's got guard versatility. He played, I believe, right guard in 2022. So if Robert Hunt is gone, he could play guard there. He could play left guard. Like, he just gives you versatility on the interior, which I think is a bit more important. Though Terrion Arnold, or Armstead, I keep saying Terrion Arnold. Terrion Armstead says he doesn't know what he's going to do this year. So our left tackle spot might be open. So that is also a position we need to consider. Philadelphia Eagles, I'm going to go with Kool-Aid McKinstry. Huge fan of Kool-Aid. If he makes it here, I think the Eagles would be ecstatic. They love Georgia and Alabama prospects. And this time we're going with an Alabama one. The pass coverage is pee-pee poo-poo. Looks like Slay, I think, went down with a back injury during the playoffs. But regardless, like, just they need to revamp that back seven in general. Houston Texans. The fall ends for Jerzon Newton. I love this pickup right here. Add him to the interior. D'Amico Ryans loves having a lot of depth on his defensive line. He gives you depth. He's a crazy penetrator. But more importantly, what D'Amico Ryans loves is stopping the run. And Newton is one of the best run stopping interior players in this class. Dallas Cowboys, we're going to stick with the offensive line here, all right? I'm going to go with, where you at? I'm going to go with Troy Fautanu. Whether he's guard, whether he is tackle, the Cowboys can decide. Terrence Smith is a free agent. But whether they want to move Tyler Smith to tackle, bam, you got Fautanu at left guard. Or they want to have Fautanu at left tackle, and then you can keep Smith at left guard. It gives you a possibility. The possibilities are endless. Packers, man, I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing because I think it just makes the most sense. We have seen a lot of corners go off the board here, but I think there's still one that I would consider a first rounder instead of a fringe first rounder. That's Kamari Lassiter. Eric Stokes, constantly hurt. Jair Alexander has dealt with injury as well. And then you have Karen Valentine, who is a late day 3 rookie. Who, yeah, the play's been promising, but it's such a volatile position, especially when injuries hit, that you need to have more guys there on the roster that can come in and play. So I'm going to go with Kamari Lassiter here. Liatu Latu is the best value on the board. I'm going to take him here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, shoot, Yaya Diaby has been kind of the early down guy, where Joe Tryon has been someone who's been solid in the rotation, like on a limited sample size, he's been pretty good, rather than being like a full-fledged starter. And Shaq Barrett, man, he's up there in years. You need to find more pass rush for this team, and Latu being here is just exceptional value. I can't let him fall any further. Got the Arizona Cardinals. Kind of sucks. Latu got snagged off the board, but Braylon Trice, I think, is a first rounder as well. Brings a good size. I just love the violent play. He got a little explosiveness to him. So we're going to add him to the edge group there for the Cardinals. Okay, I got the Kansas City Chiefs here, and this is receiver. Fun fact. I'm going to go with Troy Franklin, man. I love this guy as a route runner. He just understands how to beat coverage. He understands how to beat defenders. He's got great contested catch potential, even though it wasn't nearly as good this year as it was the year prior. We have seen it. Dude deserves to be a first rounder. He's going to the first round here. Bills, I was a bit of a toss-up here between two receivers. That's right, I'm going receiver. It's Keon Coleman and A.D. Mitchell. And to be fair, I think A.D. Mitchell is the better fit if you're looking to replace Gabe Davis. A guy that's got good long field speed, very good route runner as well, and just very good vertical ability. That just kind of like checks the boxes if I'm looking to replace Gabe Davis's skill set. So I'm going to go here and go with him there instead of Keon Coleman. Detroit Lions, man, this kind of sucks because like all those edge players just came off the board, corners off the board. We could still go with maybe some fringe first rounders at that position, whether it's like a Chris Braswell, Chop Robinson. I don't think Chop Robinson's the fit. I think it's more so maybe a Braswell, maybe a Jonah Ellis. You look at corner Quinion Mitchell, but instead, I'm still going to address the defensive line, but I'm going to go with the interior. And we're going to see three interior players off the board here. We're going to go with Tavondre Sweat. Get that big meaty boy in the middle. Benito Jones is a free agent. We already know Aleem McNeil. He's that penetrating 3-tech. So let's get that just bit of nasty right next to him. Really, really like that. Let me move this up for you guys a little so you can see Baltimore's pick. But we're on to the San Francisco 49ers. And I like offensive line for him. I really do. I think there's a lot of good offensive line talent in this class. I'm going to go with Jordan Morgan, whether he ends up being your heir apparent at left tackle, instant starter at right tackle, or a man in one of the guard spots. He gives you a good little bit of versatility there. And we saw that line get beat up in terms of injury and both play. I mean, I don't think right tackle. Everyone that wasn't named Trent Williams got this year. That's just a fact. So I'm going to go with Morgan here. Baltimore Ravens, final pick. Variety of different ways. I thought about Keon Coleman. I thought that was really fun. But I'm going to go with actually Chris Braswell to end the draft here. Guy that's got the athletic and physical tools to really be something special. I think if he decided to come out a year from now, he'd probably be a top 10 pick. But here he is. Here he is for the Baltimore Ravens. You got Kyle Van Noy, free agent. You got Jadeveon Clowney, free agent. David Ojabo's coming off another big injury. So I'm going to snag him here. He's going to sneak in to the back end of the first round. And that's the draft. I really like how some of this ended up. We had some new names go a little earlier. I found it very, very interesting. Could find a spot for JJ McCarthy. I really do think probably a team trades up into the back end of the first round to get that fifth-year option on him. I mean, in all honesty, the Raiders, maybe they hire Jim Harbaugh and take him here at 13. Like, his draft projection is going to be all over the place this season. It's going to be a wild, crazy ride. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing. And as always, until next time, be easy, my friends. Later.